so one of the things that we see all the time is we see what goes on social media and on the news broadcasts, and we see all these lies that are being told, and we see that anything's acceptable now. And our children are watching that, and they're watching things that used to be, no way, that is not, permissible in this society. That is not permissible in the moral values, in the laws that we live by, and the guidelines that we have set up for our people to live by. That is not what God intended. And so all these things are being told to these children by the people that run society, that it's okay to be vain, it's okay to be selfish, it's okay to step on somebody's head to gain monetary value. It's okay to do what you want, do what you feel like doing, do whatever comes natural to you. And so it's become an unnatural thing to worship the Lord. It's become an unnatural thing to go to church. It's become unnatural to even believe in God. And now we have a whole generation of people that will tell you in a minute, oh yeah, there's a higher power, but we're gods within ourselves, and we have to manifest whatever we want in this world. And by manifesting, what they really mean is that we have to pray for what we want. When you manifest for something, pretty much you're praying for it, but who are you praying to? When you say your prayers, there are deities in other realms, in other dimensions, and everybody doesn't understand that. But there are deities in these other realms that will hear your prayers. And if you aren't specific about who you're praying to, they will answer your prayers, and you will think that that answer came from God. Now, one of the problems we have as people is we're very impatient people. We want things to happen right now. We aren't willing to wait. If you think about it, all throughout history, good things have happened to those that wait. Everything doesn't happen on your time. It happens on God's time. Can you imagine a people being enslaved for 400 years, waiting for freedom, waiting for somebody to deliver them, but knowing in their hearts and in their minds the whole time, somebody's coming, somebody's going to help us. We have faith. We believe in that. We understand that it may not happen now, but we're going to fight for it now so that it'll happen in the future. And that's what our ancestors have done for us all throughout history. There have been a set of people that have fought for us, fought for our rights, fought for our fairness, fought for our liberties. All the way through history, you can look back and see that there were people, especially people that look like us, people that look like me, that in this country that have fought for our civil rights. You can find it on the internet. You can look on there and see all the Million Man marches, all the people that protested. You can see how they responded to those people that protested. When I say they, I mean the wickedness in high places of authority and how they responded to what these people were doing. And now we've birthed a generation of children who have become complacent with the things that those that came before us have achieved for them. They become comfortable with the modern things of society, the tangible things that represent monetary gain and monetary wealth and a status symbol and things like that. But we wouldn't have access to any of those things if it wasn't for those that came before us. So now it's time to pay it forward. It's time to get it done. And what we're trying to achieve may not happen while we're here, but we know that if we do our part and we move forward, it's going to happen eventually, because we have to teach our children diligently what we've done before they were here. We have to teach them where the rubber meets the road. We have to show them where those that came before us left off and where to pick up the fight. We have to let them know that these opportunities are available. There used to be a time where people that look like us weren't able to get anything in this country. We weren't able to gain any wealth. We weren't able to build any generational wealth. We weren't able to own any property. We weren't able to have bank accounts. We weren't able to vote. We didn't have a voice. We didn't matter. We didn't count. But there were people that stood up and went out there and fought the fight and made it happen. And that's why we're enjoying the little bit of luxury and comfort that we enjoy now. But it's going to come to an end if we don't fight for what's left. You can see that all around this country, they're silently and sneakily. Sometimes it's not that big of a secret, but they're building resistance against what we've accomplished. They're trying to tear down what we built up. They're trying to push us backward from all the forward motion that we've had. And I'll tell you, if you're not careful, all these things that you're enjoying and all these things you're experiencing are going to come to a screeching halt, and you're going to find yourself back in the antebellum days where you can't do nothing and you can't get away with nothing. And that's going to suck because you're not used to it. The people that went through that, they were used to that treatment. They had become accustomed to that treatment. They had adjusted to the ways of the world. But now we've made an adjustment to the ways of the new world, and when they push us back into the old world, that's not going to transition very well. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that doesn't happen. And that's going to come from first thing we must do is we must forgive these people in our hearts for what they did in the past. And when we say people, we mean generational people. We mean bloodline people. We mean people that profited from the gains of those that came before them, that stepped on other people's heads to get where they're at. And the ancestors of the people that built the laws in this country to make sure that we had no access to the generational wealth, to make sure that our communities were going to suffer and be oppressed, to make sure that our children weren't going to have any hope. They wanted to destroy the hope in the dreams of future children, to make sure that the next generation wouldn't even have a hope or a glimmer of what they had access to, and they would keep their mind on the plantation and keep them strapped down so that their wings can't fly and their hinds can't run. They get weary and they'd fall because they weren't used to any opportunities and having the intestinal fortitude to make things happen. But now we've got an opportunity to move forward, and we've got an opportunity to not only hold on to what we have, but to gain something for our future generations, because it's a progressive thing. And right now we're in a season where things are going to get really bad. And I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just trying to let you know to prepare for this. And God has definitely, in all his infinite compassion and understanding and knowledge about what we're about to go through, has given us opportunities to prepare for this. But in order to prepare for this, we have to understand what we're preparing for. And so we need to be prepared for whatever's going to happen next.